all resistance is created from the logical mind. Okay, so if we want to eliminate some of that resistance, we can have better flow into our lives, flowing in more clients, flowing in more money. We just want to eliminate some of that resistance, dissolve it, and open it up a little bit more. I want to reflect on one idea. I saw in the chat box there, a lot of you are just looking for some client enrollments, which I think everyone should absolutely, serving more and more people. Okay, so let's talk about that just a bit in terms of feeling worthy and deserving. Okay, because sometimes we really want something in our life, and you've already heard this a million times over in different courses, different teachers, different videos, here on the calls. Doesn't matter where you're hearing it, right? This whole concept of feeling worthy and deserving. And if there's any part of us that is saying no at an unconscious level, we are literally keeping that force field alive so that the good doesn't come to us. Okay, we've all been there before. Think of an example of when you feared something or you doubted and worried. And then since you had that mode, you said maybe later, but you could have done it a long time ago. Anybody been there before? I definitely have. What stopped you? Was it the logical reason that the mind came up with? Right, the marketplace isn't buying right now. It's Christmas time. Nobody's buying a coaching program right now, right? Or this, or this, or this, whatever those are, right? It's all outside ideas. How many times have we proven those ideas on the outside are not true? Right? We do it all the time. Okay, so think about by this Friday. Some of you wrote down just a client enrollment, 2 client enrollments, whatever you wrote down, okay? What if you could have 10? I like to ask that question because then we'll see really where the mind's at, right? We'll say 10 enrollments by Friday. Now the mind will say, where's those people going to come from? We talk about the same questions every time, right? Where's it going to come from? Okay, so what's the mind doing? It's looking for the outside to prove that I can have that. Right? Because if 10 qualified prospects emailed you right now, how much belief would you have that you could have it by Friday? 100%. You'd be like, of course. Yeah, they're right there. I see them. And then you say, I'm a believer. I have faith. This is good, right? But if you don't see those 10 client emails or prospect emails, we usually say, well, I don't see them right now. So what is the mind doing? The mind is comparing the physical reality. If I can't see it in my vision right now in this moment, it can't happen. That creates an equal intention, energetically wise, that we're sending out, and that intention must form itself into reality. So I'm saying, where's what? I can't see that, right? And the intention is literally sending that energy back to me. So I'm keeping that force field, that wall in front of me. We want to remove that wall, right? So if the mind is constantly in this chaotic thinking, we get back to center by getting into the present moment here in the heart and feeling. So it's just a little different. Instead of like thinking how, where, when, all this stuff, it just goes back into feeling. I just feel the intention. I feel the possession of those 10 clients. And you go back to it. Now the mind may want to wander and it says, well, this is BS. This is not going to happen because you're breathing, right? Then you go back to the center. You just say, well, what does it feel like to have those enrollments by Friday? And our objective is to accomplish that feeling. That's all that matters. The objective is not, I must get a client enrollment by tonight. I better work really hard to get that. Part of the work is actually going out there in the marketplace and serving and opening up the channels. But the internal work is the objective of getting to the feeling. If you get to the feeling, then serendipitous things come. Great thing to reflect on right now. When you equally get in harmony with it vibrationally, you've already heard this before. Okay, we're just going to go a layer deeper. You already have it. You've heard that. I want you to think about that for a moment. Just be in that energy. If you confuse with it vibrationally, which is feeling, you already have it. What if the mind, you could actually trick it a little bit to say, that's all I needed, and it must come. If it was already vibrationally there, and you're already fused with it, you already have it. So a lot of things that have not yet manifested that you asked 2 months ago, and you're like, where the heck are they? Okay. You still already have those. You still just have this limiting force field of resistance that's keeping them out. So it's like you have like 100 things. They're all right here. But it's like, well, how come I'm not experiencing it physically? It's because there's this like little gap energetically. It's called contra energy. The contra energy, there's a gap between the things you want and what you're feeling daily. So you're not bringing in those things you want. You're bringing in this other side of stuff that you don't want. Does that make sense for everyone? Of course, not new ideas, but your level of awareness on this Monday, September 20th, is vastly different than it was 2 months ago. Right? So you're seeing it differently and you're becoming more aware. Okay. So I want you to think for a moment, the thing you want by, say, Friday or the end of the month or whatever it is, okay? What is the feeling? You already know that. So go ahead and write down the main feeling. I feel excited. I feel accomplished. Great one is relief. I'd feel so relieved if I had 2 more clients by Friday. It would just be so exciting for me. I'd be serving people. I'd have great money coming in. I'd have just great stuff happening in my business. What's that main feeling?